Today we'll be taking on the Gauntlet challenge with the Jacksonville Jaguars. What an incredible turnaround in Doug Peterson's first year and Trevor Lawrence's second year in the NFL. The Jaguars were slated to be the bottom of their division, and it's insane that not only were they able to get into the playoffs, but they were able to advance past the first round and get a victory against the Chargers. Doug Peterson comes from a quarterback background, as he was one in the league and in college, so he was really the quarterback whisperer, as you can see what he did with Carson Wentz and Nick Foles in their Super Bowl run. Trevor Lawrence really took a huge leap in year 2 in his professional career, and it was incredible to see how much he clicked with the weapons that he had in Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk. With Evan Ingram and Marvin Jones set to be free agents this offseason, do you guys think they will retain him back? I think that Evan Ingram might be a good option if they can get him for a decent price, as he was very instrumental for Trevor Lawrence this year. You cannot forget about Trevor Lawrence's teammate in college at Clemson, Travis Etienne. He showcased how he can bounce back from an injury and really showcased himself as one of the premier pass-catching running backs in the league this year. That is a very good foundation for the Jacksonville Jaguars to build upon next year. The Jaguars are in a tight cap situation next year, so they'll be looking to offload a lot of the veterans that are on high contracts, whether it's by cutting or by trade, so they don't hit that dead cap space. It'll be very important for the Jaguars to build their roster out of the draft upcoming this year. Seeing tight end and defensive line being a big need for the Jacksonville Jaguars, there's a lot that they can get through. Maybe some guys like B.J. Ojulari, Isaiah Foskey, Tuli Tuipulotu could fall to them at their draft position in the first round. If they go the tight end route, there's actually quite a bit of prospects that can fall within the first round, like Michael Mayer from Notre Dame, Dalton Kincaid from Utah, Darnell Washington from Georgia, and then even Cameron Latu from Alabama, who could be used as a linebacker, a tight end, or an edge rusher. Whatever that will fit the scheme best for the Jaguars. That'll be interesting to see. With Jacksonville Jaguars comeback win against the Chargers in the playoffs, I think that really showcased Trevor Lawrence's mental toughness to overcome adversity. Trevor Lawrence threw 4 picks that game, and the Chargers had a +5 turnover margin. And hearing some of the players' post-game conference, you knew that everyone in the locker room believed that they could win. So if they can carry that spirit into every game that they have next year, they will be a formidable force in the league next year. However, they lost that X factor this year in terms of the element of surprise. Every team will now look at them as a known commodity, so that'll be interesting to see, and how the teams around the league will adjust to the formidable force that the Jacksonville Jaguars are ascending towards. Speaking of which, what do you guys think about last year's draft? First overall pick, Trayvon Walker. What would you guys rank his rookie year on a scale of 1 to 10? And was he the better pick when compared to number 2 draft pick, Aiden Hutchinson by the Detroit Lions? Let us know in the comments below. The Jaguars could also use a corner in the draft, so at your first position in the first round, who do you guys want to pick as a corner if that were an option? Maybe at the draft spot, Keely Ringo from Georgia could be available. If not, Who do you guys want? Jalen Jones or Eli Ricks or DeMarvion Overshown from Texas? Those are all good options, potentially. I also think Jacksonville's owner, Shad Khan, has really invested in the team this offseason, you know, giving the big contracts to all of these players and really bringing in talent from across the league. So if the team can keep improving, I'm sure that more talent will more likely come, and that'll be interesting to see the Jaguars build upon the next years under Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson. When Trevor Lawrence becomes eligible for Supermax contract in a couple years, what do you think will happen to the QB market? How expensive do you think it'll be to retain some of these quarterbacks? I think that the quarterbacks in the 2020 draft, the likes of Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, will set the precedent for the new cost of quarterbacks in this generation. And the quarterbacks drafted with Trevor Lawrence in 2021, like Justin Fields, will get a great payday. And who knows, we might be seeing quarterbacks getting $65 million per year, which is just insane to think about might happen in a couple years. The other quarterback I didn't mention that was drafted in the same draft class that went right after Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. Do you think a change of scenery would be able to revitalize his career, or do you guys think he's just a straight up draft bust? The future in Duval County with the Jacksonville Jaguars looks super bright, and in a few years, when some of the free agent signings of this past offseason are up, more of the cap space will be available to get more players. But it'll be important for the Jacksonville Jaguars to build their depth and their roster based off of the upcoming drafts in the next couple of years. With the captains of the boat being Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence, it'll be interesting to see how far they can take this team. Is a Super Bowl in the works in Duval? Only time will tell. It'll be a fun watch. We will be doing a Gauntlet challenge and talking about all 32 teams in the NFL. Let us know who you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.